Good morning, students. We are discussing Friedman's quantitative theory of money, Milton Friedman's restatement of quantitative theory of money. So we studied that after Cambridge equations in 1932, 1946, in the year 1936, J.M. Keynes, modern economist, brought Keynesian revolution. So he published his famous book, General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, popularly called General Theory. After that, in Chicago, Milton Friedman, monetarist revolution, we can say, Milton Friedman made a restatement of quantitative theory of money. See, in the year 1956, he published his book, Quantitative Theory of Money, a restatement of quantitative theory of money, restatement. So for that, he earned Nobel Prize in the year 1976. We studied all this in the last class, and we also studied that Milton Friedman considered quantitative theory of money is essentially a demand for money. Say, Professor Irving Fisher highlighted supply side of money or supply of money, but in this theory, Milton Friedman consider demand for money. See, the quantity theory of money is essentially demand for money. So he developed a concept called permanent real income. So in the last class, we have seen there are different factors, different ways in which wealth can be held by the people. Say, for example, we have seen the money held in the form of, wealth can be held in the form of money. Say, you have seen that money can be in different forms. In, say, for example, money can be seen in the form of cash, currency notes, we can say, coins, demand deposits, time deposits, or we can say fixed deposits. In different forms, the money can be held. There is supply of money. So Milton Friedman consider money is one important factor which determines permanent real income. And there are bonds. Bonds are issued by the government. So, the bonds are essentially loan bonds. They are issued. So those who want to invest their income, they can purchase the bonds. So after a specified period of time, they can earn interest on such bonds. And then there is, we also see there is shares, equities or shares which are issued by the companies, which can be in this form. Say when the established firms, they may issue bonds, shares. So when the people purchase these shares at low prices, when the company gets profit, they can sell this and earn money. So in this way also people can build their income. And also we can say there are human capital, or we can say the producers, human capital, human physical wealth or capital implies producers inventories. They are used for producing for the wealth or for the production. And there are human capital. Human capital implies the efficiency of laborers, or the productive capacity, the capacity of the laborers used in the production process. All these forms, the wealth can be held by the people. This actually Friedman's concept of permanent real income. Now, let us pass on to Friedman's demand function. You know that Friedman's theory is essentially, the quantitative theory is essentially demand for money. So here, Professor, look at this equation. Professor Friedman developed an equation to explain the demand function. So in this equation, we can come across, you see, M by P, that is equal to, or we can say M by P is the function of YP, then RM, RB, RE, 1 by P into P by T, W and U. Okay. So what are all these implies? M, they are nominal quantity of money, or we can say the supply of money. As usual, Milton Friedman in his equation for M, he consider nominal quantity of money. Nominal quantity of money is same as supply of money in the economy, right? Then P stands for average price level. M by P, what is M by P stands for? Real quantity of money demanded. Quantity of money demanded in an economy. Then YP stands for total permanent real income. Okay, permanent real income. And then RM is rate of yield on money. You know, whenever money is invested, we can say individuals. Say, for example, when people make their deposits, for that deposits they are getting interest. Rate of interest is given. So we can say it is yield on money. Okay, for time deposits or fixed deposits, people can get more interest. Interest rates are high compared to SP accounts. So here, YP stands for permanent real income. RM stands for rate of yield on money, and RB stands for rate of yield on bonds. I already told you people can purchase bonds along with the principal amount. They are getting rate of interest on such bonds. Okay, and also there is RE. RE stands for rate of yield on equities. Equities implies shares, right? Equities, they can earn income. And there is one more, that is there are others like 1 by P into P by T. That stands for rate of change of price level. Okay. W stands for proportion of non-human wealth to human wealth. Proportion of non-human wealth to human wealth. And U stands for utility variables. This is Friedman's demand function. So once I repeat, what's that function? M by P is equal to the function of YP, RM, RB, RE, and then 1 by P into P by T, W, and U. So this is Friedman's demand function. So this same equation can be modified or simplified by Friedman. That shows, see, look at that simplified version of this equation. M by P is the function of YP, T, P, W, and U. So in this simple equation, again, here also we can say what's that M by P stands for? M by P stands for real quantity of money demanded. Real quantity of money demanded by the people. And here what's important is R. Say here R stands for what? Rate of interest applicable to all types of assets. See here, rate of interest, for deposits, rate of interest is given for all types of assets. And again, for bond also, bonds people can own along with the principal amount, they are getting rate of interest. So we can say all these were considered for simple letter that R stands for rate of interest on such all types of assets. Okay, and next pass on to say, simply we can say in these equations what we come across. Simply that stands for, say, demand function. Demand for money changes from time to time. Here we can say demand for money changes directly but more than proportionately with the YP. YP always stands for total permanent real income. Permanent real income changes from time to time. So here we can say demand for money changes whenever there is changes in real permanent income. Say you studied, say I was discussing elasticity of demand. Just to recall that concept, elasticity of demand, that income elasticity. Remember, when income of the consumer increases, quantity demanded also increases. So the normal shape of demand curve, just recall law of demand. In the case of law of demand, there is inverse relationship. What's that? Higher the price, lower will be quantity demanded. Lower the price, higher will be quantity purchased. But it's not so in the case of income elasticity of demand. In the case of income elasticity, when income of the individual rises, quantity demanded increases. When income falls, quantity demanded also falls. So what's the slope of demand curve? Income elasticity of demand curve slopes upward to right. Okay, just recall this. So now let us pass on to Friedman's equation or Friedman's theory can be studied with the help of a diagram. Okay, Friedman's quantity theory. Say, say Professor Friedman, in order to explain this theory, here one simple diagram that we can come across his theory. How income demand increases, when income increases, demand also increases. Friedman explained this quantity theory of money, explained by Professor Friedman, Milton Friedman, can be explained with the help of this diagram. You see here in this diagram, just say in the x-axis, Milton Friedman considered demand and supply of money. Demand for money as well as supply of money. Okay, the y-axis there is income level. Say, look at that curve MD starting from origin. There is MD curve sloping upward to right, indicating when income increases, income level increases, demand also increases. Okay, demand and supply of money increases. So, to start with, say when OM is the supply of money, say OM stands for money supply, and also we can say, see, supply curve remains constant during a period of time. MS curve shows supply curve. Okay, in an economy during a period of time, supply of money remains fixed. When OM is the supply of money, say here income level is Y, equilibrium level of income is determined at E. E is the point of equilibrium. When supply of money increases from OM to OM1, say the income level is O by 1, the new equilibrium position is established at E1. So, Professor Milton Friedman considered demand for money when, say, demand for money changes along with income level. Okay, so with this, we finish regarding Milton Friedman's restatement of quantity theory of money. Say there are certain limitation in this theory as well. Um, we can highlight the limitations, like even there's a modern theory which brought new monetarism. See, we can say Friedman's permanent income, real income concept is very popular, and actually he brought monetary revolution, and also it's called new monetarism also. Even then it has certain limitation. Okay, it is a classic revival of classical theory or classical quantitative theory of money. It has certain limitation, like the role of so much importance is not given to rate of interest. Only minor factor in rate of interest is considered by Milton Friedman, but somewhat to a limited extent its role were explained. And here and also we can say like supply of say we can say during a period of time, of course supply of money remains constant. There is the possibility of changes in supply of money in long run or after a period of time. So there are, even though certain limitations we come across in this theory, in the modern world, Milton Friedman's restatement of quantitative theory of money is widely accepted, and also it is an important theory influencing demand for money. So with this, we finish this theory. In the next class, let's pass on to, so Professor Wonder of the World by Professor Samuelson, modern economist. So thank you. So let us, I give you notes. Okay. You can take down the notes. I'll give you regarding Fisher theory remaining some part, and then Cambridge equation, cash balance approach. So all whatever I discussed in these classes, I'll supply the material in time, so you can go through that. So very sure I'll write and supply, give you, upload all these notes in time. Okay. So thank you. You must study all this. Okay. Thank you then.